Award-winning actress Vatiswa Ndara is seeking justice. The actress reveals that she was raped by a friend in 2006, but she is still left in the dark by the Justice Department since opening a case 3 years ago. The incident happened in 2006 and the case was opened in 2009 at Rosebank Police Station in Johannesburg. Vatiswa was allegedly sexually assaulted by a close friend at his home. In her latest book, Unfiltered Vatiswa, she said she was coming from work and had no transport. As a result, she asked a friend to pick her up. She said, and I quote, "I didn't have money for a cab and I couldn't find anyone to give me a lift. I called a friend to see if he could give me a lift home. Indeed, he came and picked me up." According to Vatiswa, the friend had just landed at the airport from attending the late former Minister Stella Sekgau's funeral. She said, and I quote, "He fetched me, but I noticed as we drove off that he took a route that was not headed to where I lived. When I asked him about it, he said he first wanted to go home. He didn't say it, but I assumed as a husband who had been away the whole day from his pregnant wife, he wanted to check up on her first. From our chats, I learned that his wife was pregnant with twins, so of course he'd want to check up on her before taking me home, which I mentally applauded. When we got to his house, I stayed in the car to avoid assuming that I could just walk in. He came back to invite me in, and when I entered, I noticed it was quiet and dimly lit. I asked him where his wife was, and he told me she had gone home to her family. I think he either said it was because she was due or there were complications with the pregnancy. After letting me in on the absence of his wife and helper, he offered to show me around his fancy home. I followed him around until we got to an empty room where I would experience unimaginable trauma, a violation of my physical form and a violation of my spirit, where I would experience humiliation in its highest form, where I would experience the dehumanizing act of being raped. This person knew of all my hardships, the challenges I faced, and how hard I was working to build my life. He knew how broken I was, but was willing to break me further by violating me in the worst way possible. After raping me, the monster I saw before me still had to take me home. Vatiswa said she has lost hope in the justice system. She said, and I quote, "How could I ever find justice in a country that operates in that fashion at the highest level? As they say, the fish rots from the head." In a recent interview on King David's podcast, Vatiswa shared details of her attempted suicide. She said, "I took Jay's flute, Handy Andy, pills and jig, so you can imagine when the contents wanted to come out." The actress spoke to Daily Sun recently and said she did not open a case initially because she felt that no one would believe her. She said, "But I confronted him and he apologized. I only opened a case years later in 2019 because I was tired of protecting these people. I opened it hoping to get justice, but it was never carried out." The actress says that she struggled to get jobs ever since she started exposing industry secrets. Gauteng police spokeswoman Dimakatso Sello said, "The case has been taken to the deputy public prosecutor for a decision."